Live from the Mutant Nation booth, 2014 FIBO, Cologne, Germany. Big Ron Parlow here. It's the last show of the day, day 2 at FIBO. We're wrapping it up. You know, we couldn't find anybody to come on. We just grabbed some chick that was walking by. What's your name? Dana Linn
Bailey.
Dana Linn Bailey. You won an Olympia or something, didn't you?
No. Yeah, I did.
Damn. God damn. Look who we got on the show. Move over Letterman. You know, I had Rob yesterday, and I had a bunch of people actually message me, tell me they watched the show. Hey, so now we had to bring you on. See how big we can get the number.
Yeah.
How's FIBO been for you, Dana?
FIBO's been great.
Hey.
I like the A.
Well, I added some extra Canadian when he was on, and he added some extra Pennsylvania butter churning stock.
Ah.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
I don't know how do I have an accent?
To me, you have a slight Pennsylvania accent.
Oh.
And I have a Western Canadian farmer redneck accent.
I want to do some A's.
So, is this, how many FIBOs you done now?
This is my first FIBO.
Same here.
Yes.
FIBO.
First.
A virgin at something.
Yes.
It's been hard for me to find one. Okay, so, how do you feel? You're getting slammed with pictures.
Yes.
It only took you an hour and a half to find the booth.
Yes. But I ate twice today, so I'm feeling good.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a bonus. Usually at expos, I don't eat all day. So this is like I ate twice today.
And what booth are you at?
I am with Six Pack Bags. So make sure you go check them out. Girls, they got purses, they got duffel bags, they got book bags, they got just regular meal bags.
I'm waiting for them to come out with a fanny pack. Bring it back.
Oh, fanny packs. We'll put that in the works.
Maybe we'll do a Rob Bailey signature fanny pack.
Yes.
Maybe that's the next thing in line.
Yes.
Hey, you can bring that back.
Fanny pack A? Anybody?
So thanks for coming on. There's lots of questions I wanted to ask you, lots of things I want to talk about. And, you know, obviously, you are you the most famous female competitor ever?
I don't know. Am I?
Is that weird for you to even think of that being a possibility?
Yeah, a little bit.
I've never seen, like, I've been around a long time. I've never seen a Miss Olympia of any kind have to put on an Adidas hoodie, pull up the hood, and run to the bathroom as if they were a normal person. You can't even wear your own clothes to the bathroom. No. I saw your trick.
We're going to invest in, like, masks. But then, well, actually, I shouldn't tell you guys. But we were going to, like, bring masks, and, like, I'd put a mask on and, like, just run and be like, whoa, why is, like, Jason here?
Right, you have
like the Jason
you could
mask.
Wear a Predator mask, a Jason mask. I noticed, I just got to make sure the fans understand what I meant. I saw her leave the booth one time to head to the washroom, whatever booth you're at, and you actually grabbed another brand of hoodie that wasn't a Flag Nor Fail, put that over top, pulled the hood up, and took off into the crowd, because it's so incredible how badly you get swamped at some of these shows.
Yeah, I take a lot of selfies in the bathroom.
Yeah,
a lot. Like, as soon as I walk out of the stall, can I take a picture? Like, I'll wash my hands first.
Yeah, people kind of forget about that stuff, the bathroom etiquette.
No, they just get excited, which is exciting, but yeah, bathroom selfies is where it's at. Yeah.
So let's cut to the first thing I wanted to ask you. How does it feel? Like, could you ever have foreseen that your body would be held as the ideal for a division of the IFBB and crowned as the world champion? Never.
I still honestly can't believe it.
You know?
But it's true. It's true. And I think what they're doing with physique is that they're making a category for girls that, like, want to just train harder, and we still look very feminine, and we just have a nicer, softer, muscular look. And I think it's what everyone, like, wants to strive for, that likes to lift hard. And the cool thing with the IFBB, with all the different divisions, before, like, when I first started, there was only 2 to pick from. It was either figure or bodybuilding. And so when I first started competing, I never ended up and fit in any of the groups because there was only 2. So I just did figure anyway because I loved the competing aspect of it, and I loved getting on stage and showing what I could do with my body in however many weeks, but I never did well. And then finally, then they came out with bikini, and then finally physique came about, and I was like, oh my God, I actually fit into something. So when it came out, I wanted to do the very, very first show, and I did the very first show and did really, really well. I got first in my class and then first overall, so.
And here you are.
Here I am.
World champion.
Miss Olympia Physique.
Now, the timing of your Flag Nor Fail brand and your success in physique, being crowned Miss Olympia, it seems planned because obviously one helped the other.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't. It was,
no,
you
it
started
was
the
just
company
pure,
and then you happened to win the Olympia.
I just happened to do that.
Things just went ballistic for
Yeah.
you guys. Now, Rob was telling me, I mean, everyone knows about your work ethic. It's not just a mantra. It's not just something you write on a T-shirt. It's something that you guys live and breathe. Everybody sees it in how you come early and leave last at the seminars, and all the stuff that people hear about you. And it's the same things that I've heard about other champions previous. Like, that's what I always heard about Jay Cutler. That's what I always, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so there's no surprise that is a huge tool in your success.
It is.
And he mentioned that you're sleeping in the warehouse still.
Oh yeah, we sleep on when we first started dating, we slept on a mattress on the floor. 10 years later, or well, actually 15 years later, we've been married for about 7 now. But now we're full circle, back to sleeping on a mattress on the floor.
In a gym warehouse.
In a warehouse.
So you can silk screen your own T-shirts right up till bedtime.
That's right.
That blows a lot of people's minds. They think you guys would be living in a big fancy house and you'd have a factory in China.
Oh, yeah.
Printing all your T-shirts for you.
Nope.
But that's not how it gets done at Flag Nor Fail.
Definitely not. We put in the hours.
Well,
we do have a house. It's only 15 minutes from the warehouse. We just haven't seen it in about 6 months.
You go there to do laundry once in a while?
No, we have a washer and dryer at the warehouse. We have everything. We have a gym. We have a shower. We have a washer and dryer, and we have a mattress on the floor. Perfect. Done.
Now the warehouse gym is sort of it's getting a lot of buzz, getting a lot of social media exposure. You're doing your seminars there once a month. And that was just started so that it would be easier for you to train, right? You wanted to,
Yeah,
you like to do fun things and build stuff.
The gym was first for us, and then we're like, no, we need to do something obviously bigger. And for all that 1 weekend a month where we're actually home, we're like, might as well work some more. So now we open it up to 125 people, and usually it sells out within the first 2 weeks. And we're starting to include guests now. So we've had Jose Raymond, we had Richard Hawthorne, we had Fred Smalls, we're going to have Brandon Curry, we had Guy Cisternino, Evan Centropani's coming in May, Flex Lewis just gave us the okay this week, and Steve Cook. So we have big names coming too. So it's not only just a DLB camp, but now it's a DLB camp and someone awesome.
You're just picking up your phone and just calling A-listers.
Pretty much. I have everyone's number. All right, you want to come to my camp?
That's awesome. Now, we at Mutant, training, living the lifestyle, being hardcore. We would love to come to your gym.
Yes.
And we would love to train there. We would love to shoot a video there.
And the coolest thing is we have equipment that is custom made by our good friend Joe Weaver. And he's going to be making all of our equipment. We have vertical leg presses that he's made. We have Viking presses, a lot of power strongman and power equipment. So it's going to be equipment that you won't see in any other gym. And we have, what's the thing that we made that you designed? Some sort of
that back row that I see him using? Man, I want to smoke that thing. Oh, yeah,
Rob actually just drew it up on a napkin. That's how all
the best ideas start,
Gave it to Joe and was like, here, make this. And it shows up 3 weeks later.
No, I saw him doing, it's like a weird T-bar arm thing.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it looks
really
awesome. I want to give it a try.
It's good.
Now, I want to ask you a question. And, there's so many women that are trying to find their image when it comes to social media. or their place in the industry. And I think that the industry just sort of by default has always felt that pushing the sexy angle all the time to the max was kind of the way to go.
Yeah.
And you have gone against that in
every aspect.
In every way.
Yeah.
And
it's just not me. It never has been me. And
you drive 4x4s.
Yes.
And you shoot guns. And
I normally have like big baggy pants on. Like I don't know. I like to be clothed. I don't want to be wearing little booty shorts. It's just not me. It's never been me. So when we came into this, and I told Rob like, hey, I want to be like a fitness model. Like from the beginning, he's basically branded me. He's marketed me, and it was me marketing myself. It wasn't me trying to be somebody else. And I think that's where people kind of go wrong. They see other people and they try to mimic them. And instead of me trying to mimic what everyone else is doing, I just was myself. Like I dressed like myself, and like, yeah, I train really, really hard, and sometimes I'm weird and goofy, and I dance around and do weird things. I'm just a weird person.
Don't you make faces in pictures sometimes?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
I don't like smiling. Like, I'll smile, but I don't know. Smiling's so normal. It's just not me. You know, I never used to take pictures with my friends where I'm like, no, we always made like goofy faces. So that's what I've always done. So.
And now, I mean, I'm assuming you've probably had thousands of women say this to you, but I'm assuming you must get a lot of feedback from girls saying thank you for making it possible to do things differently than how the industry has just constantly expected them to be done. Am I correct?
Yeah, well, it was stale. And I think I just gave it a more, I want to say, natural look. And I get a lot of respect from that for not maybe enhancing some things that don't need, in my opinion, don't need to be enhanced, because that's who I am, that's how I was born, and that's how I'm going to keep it. And that's one of the things that I think I get a lot of feedback on, especially from girls, because they're just like that, like my body looks obtainable. It's nothing that's not obtainable. And it really is. This is 10 years of work. Like I started 10 years ago, and it's constantly, I'm going to constantly keep improving it.
Well, I think it's actually a lot more than 10 years of work, because you've been an athlete your whole life.
Well, yeah.
And I'm a strong believer that when someone's an athlete their whole life, you know, a lot of the complicated stuff like neuromuscular efficiency becomes a factor when they decide to bodybuild later.
Yeah.
They're better at it because the systems are in place to grow muscle or change their physique or enhance their metabolism. So, you know, your background is swimming?
I was a six-sport athlete.
Six sports.
Yeah, 6 sports. I swam since I was 5 years old.
I meant your first. Your first
competitive,
passion was
competitive swimming at 5. Soccer, basketball, field hockey. I ran track. I was a sprinter, and I also did softball. I didn't like softball as much because it wasn't like couldn't push people around. I like competitive sports, and then once I got to high school, you sort of had to narrow it, but I was still playing on like travel teams. So I was playing like 2 sports at one time, all the time. And then once college came around, I got recruited to play soccer for Westchester University. I was a starting defender. We went to NCAA's, playoffs, and then it wasn't really until my soccer career was over that I started getting into lifting. And that was all because of Rob. So he is what created this little monster.
Yeah, no, I know you guys have been together for 15 years, all through high school,
Give or take,
correct?
I can't even do the math. Since like 2003-ish, yeah.
That's awesome. Now, I want to ask you about social media. Rob and I had a big conversation about it yesterday, and about how it's changed the industry. You don't necessarily need to be a famous champion to be successful in the industry now.
Not at all.
You happen to be both.
I just happen to do that.
But when it comes to social media, what advice would you give people, aside from just being themselves, but what other advice might you give people when it comes to their social media and what they do with it?
Figure out what's cool about you. Everybody has something in them that is a little bit original. I happen to lift shit up really well and just do it weird. But yeah, my whole thing is just be original. Don't copy off people. Try to figure out who you are and what's good about you and what makes you different from the other million girls that are competing out there, or the other million girls trying to make something out of themselves in the fitness industry. And I just happen to be like the little 12-year-old boy that is actually a girl.
Well, I think one thing that, one thing I've learned coming to all these huge events is, you know, when we're in our little bubbles, when we're training in the gym and we're getting ready for shows and we're focused on us and we're doing our thing, we forget that there's, like you said, millions of people doing exactly the same thing. And you come here and you say, wow, you know, there's a lot of people with physiques that are so similar.
Yeah. That,
you know, to become a world champion is a combination of amazing work ethic, genetics, and there's a little bit of luck. Yeah. I mean, I don't care what anybody says, right place at right time or something. It should be a combination.
There's people that have better bodies than me, but you need in general, to be a champion, you need to have everything. You need to have the personality. You need to have the work ethic. You need to have that special something that no one else has, which you can tell by, like, with all my fans. And you have to be able to put the hours in at expos, which some people aren't willing to do. They're the ones that are like, oh, well, I'm hungry. Well, I'm gonna leave for 2 hours. No, I eat at the booth usually. I'm eating while taking pictures. Usually I take pictures with my food, or I don't eat. And I mean, like, for instance, the Arnold, they had to kick me out of the place. They were cleaning up and they kicked me out. So even still, I had like 10 more people to go, so I finished those 10 people before I let them kick us out. So I'm usually there the hour, 2 hours after the expo closes, so you got to be willing to put those hours in. There's just so much that goes into it besides the physique. I mean, not to be rude, but you have to have the face too, like especially in the girls divisions. Like, it's almost like a muscular beauty pageant, and you got to be able to talk well and communicate with people. It's everything.
I think, well, you mentioned you have to have the face, but a lot of having the face is the attitude that comes out of the face.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah, because, you know, you can be a great-looking person that could be on a cover of a magazine,
just like, duh.
But if you got a scowl and you look annoyed and, you know what I mean?
People if you're not approachable,
yeah,
it doesn't help.
Now, you're the first woman and to ever be on the show.
I love being the first of things.
I know, you're big on that.
Yes. First pro, first women's physique, first interview.
First Olympia champion to be on the show. And you know, I'm just really glad that you came on.
Thank you.
One more thing I wanted to ask you about. Rob put up a video about a week ago, telling a story about an incident that he felt really bad about.
Oh, about his incident or my incident?
Yeah, his incident that he felt really bad about. This one fan that he was just so hungry, and he felt like
it was like with the thing closed, like we were still there.
Yeah.
We hadn't eaten all day. I have like the same similar story.
Yeah,
I don't even want to tell it.
No, tell me one.
It's horrible because I almost cry every time because it makes me sad. Okay, so we're look, I'm already like choked up. So we're at Olympia. I win it, so I get crowned Miss Olympia. So we go to the night show to watch the guys, and I have to go on stage at night. And so after all that's done, they kind of just like kick you out, and they like bum rush you out of there. Meanwhile, as we're like coming out of the doors, somehow like we get split up. And like anytime we get split up, I sort of get like surrounded and I get anxiety and it freaks me out.
He's the equivalent of 10 Russian bodyguards.
Yes. He's like the protector. He just makes sure everything's okay and just keeps me safe. There he is. But so they're like bum rushing us out, and like people are like legitimately, we get separated. People are legitimately like grabbing at my shirt, tugging on my arm, like tugging on my body parts to like make me stop and take a picture. So like, and I wasn't trying, I was like just trying to find him. So then I could feel comfortable again. So this one girl like tugs at me and she's like, can I have a picture? And I was sort of like, maybe I sounded worse than this, but I was like, hold on, I just need to find Rob for 1 second, and then we can take a picture. And maybe I sounded I was frantic at that point. So I just turned around, I was like, let me find him, and then give me a second. And I think she got really upset. So like 2 minutes later, I finally found him, and I'm like, I turn around, she's sort of over there. So I went over to her, I'm like, okay, we're good now, like we can take a picture. And she's like, no, I'm fine. And it like destroyed me. Because I'm always the one that's like, never wants to say no. It destroyed me. Like, what the heck? Why is this happening? It's weird.
I think it's a testament to, that you care about all your fans, which is obvious because you wouldn't put in the hours that you do if you didn't.
Why do I do this?
Because you care, that's why. But it's something that I think it's important for the fans to hear because I think people see you and they're so excited that they forget that they are number 2,500 for the day.
Yeah.
And sometimes
we have to pee.
Yeah, sometimes.
Or eat.
Yeah, yeah. And also too, your emotions were probably a little bit high given that you just won the Olympia.
Well, it was more like, and like it was just like, I don't do well. I actually don't do well in crowds. Like as soon as like crowds come towards me, I'm just like, I just get super like anxiety and it freaks me out. So I was probably like maybe a little escalated, and I just was like, please, I just want to find Rob and let me find him first. And like after I came back, and then she was like scouring at me like in the corner while I was taking pictures with like other people. I could see her like talking about me, and I was like, really? Like, yeah. Like it hurt because I was like, Jesus, it's happened to me. Like, and the reason I am the way I am is because I've met pros before, and I would never say their name, but I've met people that I used to look up to when I was first an amateur, that when I met them, they didn't give me the time of day, almost like to the point like I got ignored by one girl, and I was like, holy shit, I just got ignored by my idol. So like that one person is actually shaped who I am today and why I am the way I am, and I try to give my fans as much time as I possibly can, even though like, especially like at something as big as this kind of expo, like you might only have like 30 seconds to a minute with me, that I try to like talk to you and get to know you as much as I can, but then it's usually on to the next person, otherwise we'd never get through anything. But just know, if I'm like heading somewhere and I say I'll be right back, it's because I have to pee or something. No, I am human.
It's actually a great story. I'm glad you told me. I wanted to ask you if you had a similar one to Rob.
Oh my God, yes. So, and it like hurts me.
Yeah, no.
I hope you're watching. I hope you know who you are. Don't give me those dirty looks.
Well, Dana, I'm really happy that you came on the show. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And for the first time I met you and Rob, you guys just were totally so incredibly grounded and easy to talk to. I was like, oh, these two are cool. Like they're going to be great to get to know. And we love having you guys here. And
thank you.
Anyone who's tells stories like you, thank you for sharing it.
Thank you. Sorry, like almost cried.
No, that was actually. I had a bet with Gabe whether I could make you cry or not.
Oh my God, it's so easy. It's so easy. I can cry like, oh my God.
We'll save that next time you're on the show.
Stories.
Next time you're on the show, I'll dig up stuff.
Tell us that story again about Olympia, and I'll be like, no.
Maybe you're gonna surprise me and make me lose it.
Yes, I'll figure something out.
Day 2, FIBO. We're wrapping it up. We'll be back tomorrow, live from the Mutant booth. Dana Linn Bailey, Olympia Physique champion. The #1 most influential female in the industry. Without question. She hates hearing it, but I'm all about the facts, man. Thanks for being on.
Thank you for having me.
We're out. Big Ron, Mutant, blah, blah, blah.
Blah. Oh.